Well guys, not the best day for it for sure, but it was in the diary, so I thought, right, come on, let's get out and get this done. I've decided to try walking the Via Verde between Arboleas and Almanzora and back again. This is a purpose-built, kind of very level walking track, I suppose, that starts in Alfakia, runs all the way to Arboleas, and then carries on, I believe, via Almanzora, then Cantoria, up to Purchena, and I think it even extends to Baza at the moment. I'm not sure 100%, but that's impossible to walk in kind of one day. You can see it's a little bit grey and gloomy, but now out on the road, just to make it slightly more difficult, I've even put a weight sack on. Not that I've been training for anything, I just kind of want to get the most benefit, I suppose, exercise-wise now. This is a pedestrian walkway. Yes, you can have bicycles, you meet lots of people walking dogs, etc, etc, but what you don't have on you is vehicular traffic. It runs through a lot of the key communities within Arboleas, La Perla, the one I'm walking through now, and we're always pointing this out to clients, you know, who come over, they like to do walks but would struggle with walking up and down hills and stuff like that. Well, this is perfectly flat. Yes, it goes a long distance, but you can tailor that to what you can achieve, I suppose. And kind of enjoying this, being back on the open trail again, despite the weather. Now, a bit hard to believe, I know, but I've never had one of the smart watches that count all my steps and, you know, how I'm sleeping and all that kind of thing. So I just rely on the standard wristwatch, which I'm more looking at time, I suppose, than looking at the number of steps I've done. And I kicked off, I've marked the time that I kicked off from my house in Arboleas, and I'm going to register how long it takes me to get to Almanzora. And so far, I think, probably thanks to the weather, I've bumped into 2 dog walkers and 1 guy on a bicycle at the moment, and I've done kind of about, I don't know, 15-20 minutes walk from the house. Yeah, so it's not overly populated, you're not going to be bumping into crowds of people, but what I'm loving about this, you just take so much more in when you're walking. You know, the birds, the lovely flowers, the almonds are all coming into blossom and everything. When you're whizzing past in the car, you don't really pick a lot of this up. So this is a nice way to see Arboleas, although slightly more difficult than sitting in a luxury sedan and gliding around, I suppose. Now I'm just kind of leaving La Perla and entering the El Prado area, and look, there's all these little signboards dotted along the way, and it tells me the Station House, which is a fantastic cafe restaurant in Almanzora, is only 4.2 kilometers, which is a lot closer than I thought it was, to be honest, and so hopefully that should be a walk in the park. Cantoria is only 6. So if I make the end of the route Almanzora and go back to the house again, then it will be probably just under 11 kilometers round trip, but with a nice little lunch interval in between, I hope. I'm walking for my lunch. So what do they call it? Sod's Law. The weather this week has been absolutely beautiful, really amazing. Beautiful sunshine all day, very nice warm temperature, averaging, you know, 14 to 16 degrees, until the one day I decide to get out and get on a walk. You might be able to see now, we've got the drops of rain coming down. Fear not, I have my Kimberley Pack-a-Mac in the rucksack for all the good that'll do. Bloody typical. So I'm just passing through Los Llanos on my right, which is, many of you know, is where the kind of market is on a Saturday, and the Happy Garden Asian restaurant. And then there's also, I can see El Rincon and the Cinta in the distance on my left, and I suppose these are the last hamlets now of Arboleas, and the route carries on via Albox, or the outskirts of Albox. I don't think it comes particularly close to the centre, and onto Almanzora. I know a lot of you are into your kind of walking and cycling, and this is, to be honest, it's absolutely perfect. You know, it's level, and just it's free of charge, it's open 24/7. Fantastic asset to have on our kind of doorstep. And you know, you could use it 5 or 6 times and it would never be the same experience. At the moment, the almonds are coming into blossom, oranges and lemons will do so at a different time. The nature is different at times of year. Do it in the morning like I'm doing it, or do it in the late evening. It's, you know, ever changing, and it's fantastic. Sorry, did I sound a bit gushy and enthusiastic then? I hope so, because I'm really enjoying it. and the rain's holding off. Cruise better and everything else. And yes, I know the camera's shaky. I'm not using a gimbal because I can't be asked. And before I started filming this, I was kind of trying to identify whether it's kind of suitable for our little sequence of videos that we've been doing recently of, you know, activities and hobbies and things that are going on around Arboleas locally, and even just having walked this short little bit, I think, yeah, definitely. Obviously, unlike the others, there's no contact details and stuff for this that you can pick up. There's not much information. I've already looked on kind of Google and things. There's not very much information on there. So if you're over in the office and out on viewings or something and you'd like us to point you in the right direction, start points where you can pick up this walking trail, then we'd be happy to do so. And as you're driving around doing viewings in areas like La Perla and El Prado and stuff, it's really difficult to miss, but there's only certain access points you can get onto it. Is that a bit of blue sky? Not too much. But hey, it is winter, guys, so come on. I can't expect too much, I suppose. And down below me, you can see that's the main Rambler, and El Rincon and the Cinta right in the distance there as a backdrop. And you can follow this Rambler all the way through to them and down to Albox without even going on a kind of public road. So it's often used by farmers and people just to stay off road, I suppose. Now, I've been on the trail for just a kind of smidge under 30 minutes. And as I've just rounded this last bend, Almanzora has come into view. Now the station house, I'm on the wrong side, so I've got to walk past Almanzora to the other side to get to the station house for a break. But not too long now, I think. And I was just kind of smiling as I'm walking along and taking all this in and kind of enjoying the solitude a little bit. My missus at the moment, she's over on a break in London, catching up with our daughter and the grandkiddies. And I think today they're braving central London and going up to the National Gallery. And I'm walking mostly on my own in open countryside. I'm kind of trying to weigh up who's got the better option here, and she's struggling with undergrounds, I'm sure, and hordes of people, and I'm kind of breezing through wonderful open countryside. And I think at this stage of my life, this experience is slightly edging it, although of course I'm missing the grandkids dreadfully, but get to see them soon, so not to worry. Noisy, isn't it? Other than me yapping away, I picked up this stray dog. He's ever so friendly, but he joined me about kind of 1.5 kilometres, 2 kilometres ago, and has followed me on the trail. So hopefully he'll follow me back home when I've finished as well. But he hasn't really stopped to say hello. He's just been kind of trailing me the whole route, but wagging his tail. Seems in his element. And very well fed. If he comes to the cafe with me, I'll treat him to a snack and a drink. Just walking in now to the outskirts of Almanzora, and I suppose everyone's reason for doing this, or what they'll experience, will be different. What have I enjoyed about it? Getting the exercise in, setting a goal, putting it in the diary and going for it. The peace. Rather selfishly, I kind of put my phone into aeroplane mode before I left the house, so no annoying, irritating phone calls. I think, I know, as I said, that's a bit selfish, but I think we all need to kind of cut off for a little bit from time to time. Just kind of soaking in the environment, really. It's been amazing. I know most people's idea of a Saturday morning is bustling around the shops and hitting supermarkets and going to the Saturday markets that are on in Arboleas, but I'm quite enjoying not having to do that. Got provisions in the cupboard. I don't need to go to the shops. There's nothing I need to buy, so why am I going to put myself through that? So you can see, there's my little stray companion who's still keeping up with me. Still hasn't actually stopped yet, but wagging tail and very friendly. Oh, nearly break time. So where I'm stopping for my break is Almanzora station house, the old station. Why? Because the Via Verde very many years ago was a railway connecting all our small towns, and in all of them, Zurgena, Arboleas, Almanzora, Cantoria, you've still got the old station building. Sadly, Arboleas is the only one that hasn't really utilised theirs. It's there, and it's, you know, sitting there with a sign saying Arboleas on it, but it hasn't been used. The one in Zurgena, also known as the Rent-Free, has been turned into a kind of big hall, really, with bars in it, and they have events there, you know, music things and occasional wedding receptions and things like that. So it's a fantastic venue. This one in Almanzora, they've converted a long time ago into a fantastic cafe restaurant. And then the one in Cantoria, again, I know that's been totally refurbished and is being utilised for something. So yeah, only Arboleas unfortunately hasn't done anything with theirs, but then what it loses in that, I suppose it makes up for in other ways. Still no people. Now kind of just running along the bottom of Almanzora town itself, or village, and the railway station is right out the other side, so I'll film a bit of that when we get there. Well, I've reached, I'm about 500 metres away from the station building in front of me, and we're now, you can see, kind of walking through the bottom of the town. The route stopped momentarily until we get to the station. I think then it continues out the other side. But as you can see, the rain started to come down now, and it doesn't look like there's much sign of life, so I hope I haven't walked all the way here and I can't get a snack. I'll be limited to the bottle of water I've got in my rucksack. Oh joy. Keep all crossed, guys. Nearly there. So here we are, you can see the old station building behind me. It's been totally refurbished. There are some signs of life in the car park, but I suppose because the rain started, everybody's sitting inside and it's not particularly warm either. I'm a little bit worried because Mr. Stray Dog has followed me right the way here, and I don't suppose he's going to be allowed on the interior, so I'm going to have to sit on the outside. And well, it looks like there's a canopy, so it shouldn't be too bad. Let's try and get a snack. So I'm not sure if you can see that, but yeah, an absolutely fantastic menu. They've got steaks, they've got chicken, they've got hamon, even some goat. So wonderful. Gonna have a nice little I think I'll go for a pork fillet today with a sauce, or possibly some pig cheeks in a sauce, which is absolutely delicious. And I'm sitting, it's buzzing inside, but I'm sitting out on the terrace obviously because of this stray dog who's still hanging around. I'll show you, I'll give you a little pic of the food when it finally arrives as well, because I know you all like to see food things. There you have it. I went for the slow cooked pork cheeks. I've had them before, they're absolutely delicious. Don't sound particularly appetising, pig cheek, does it? But wow, absolutely beautiful. Now, so finishing the filming there, I think, guys. Just going to enjoy my lunch. It's 5.3 kilometres from the centre of Arboleas to this little cafe, all on the level, and I did it in a smidge under 50 minutes, so not a bad pace. And thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed that, and yeah, feel free to send any questions or anything, and I'll see you soon.